Yesterday was Thursday, today is Friday. We so excited, we gonna have a ball today, tomorrow is...
Hi, this is Peter Brown. I'm your Social Studies Curriculum Coordinator. I'm so excited to get to chat with you today. Today is February 26, 2021, and we're just going to talk a little bit about some updates. I'm going to try to do one of these each week and just keep everyone in the loop about what's going on. So, first thing I want to talk about is an assessment. And before we get angry and start doing things that we shouldn't, I'm just going to explain a little bit about what's going on, where we've been, where we're going, and the state assessment. There's some news to go along with all that. So first of all, we are finishing the quarter 2 benchmark. So we're done with that. We're moving on. But if we're looking at the data, we have, for 5th grade, we have standards 1 and 2, all of the standards for 6th and 7th grade, because that's how the course is designed. But then 8th grade, you have standards 1, 2, and 3. So middle school, here are your standards. Part 1 was 25 questions. Part 2, here are your topics, and that was the performance task. For high school, 9th grade didn't have a quarter 2 benchmark because the classes are flipped, but they will have a quarter 3. We'll talk about that. World history, you have standards 1, 2, and 3. U.S. history 1 through 4. 12th grade 1 through 4. And this is, you just have the 25 question assessment. Next week, I'm going to break down part 2, the quarter 3 benchmark for you all. Upcoming, we have the mock U.S. history assessment. It's going to be 50 questions. It's going to be the same as last year, March 1st through the 12th. And if you have questions, feel free to ask me. I'll answer anything I can. It's all on Mastery Connect. It should be pretty self-explanatory. Now, state testing. And before you give me that look, again, I know, but this is actually some good news for us. I promise. So first of all, just general information. The window is March 18th through the 30th. There's a window. Just know that is the time period you have to complete. Students have to complete the assessment, and it is U.S. history only. So the U.S. history test is divided up into the standards into U.S. history and civics. This was how they were able to create the U.S. history test. They combined both. Not one standard has more questions on it than another. 45 to 55% come from U.S. history and 45 to 50% come from civics. So that is the makeup of the test. Now let's talk a little bit about the test itself and some news. So here's some good news. Yeah, we are relieved. So the test this year is not necessarily considered operational. We will not get a score. Students will not get a score. What will happen, though, is the state is recording who has taken the test. So we need to make sure that our students are taking the test. That is what is important for us. Do we want our students to do well? Do we want to cover all the standards? Absolutely. But there will not be data available for how students did on the test this year. In the coming years, we will have that information, but not this year. Other news. There are upcoming assessments, and I'm going to talk more about this next week. 3rd quarter, we have the benchmarks for middle school, 3rd through 8th grade, April 5th through the 9th. I'm going to go through the standards and all that next week. April 12th through the 16th, we have the high school interim benchmark. That is all the non-tested subjects in high school. So you have Oklahoma history and civics, world history, and government. So next week is CPBL week, and I am so incredibly excited. This is one of the big products that we have had for our Hewlett grant. And I've talked to our 7th grade teachers ad nauseum about this. I've set up I don't know how many meetings, and I've probably annoyed them with countless emails. But here we are. We are beginning the window. I've sent out guidance for teachers regarding this. I want you all to know that if you have questions about what are we doing, what is best practice as far as collaborative project-based learning goes and the South Asia unit, feel free to call me, email me, just let me know. I am always willing to help. High school, we have Finance Park coming up March 8th through the 12th. To do this, though, we have to have each teacher send their rosters to Robin Brown at jaok.org. We need every roster. We don't need student emails. We just need student names and the hour. She will send you the login information for those students. Today she sent out some videos and PowerPoints presentations about how Finance Park works virtually. If you have questions, you can ask Robin or you can ask me. I'm willing to help where I can as well. So another update is the Constitutional Rights Foundation. They were awarded the Sumner Fellowship for Professional Development this year. They're going to be working with our 5th and 8th grade teachers. So March 23rd from 4:30 to 5:30, we have a learning opportunity. This is obviously not required. It's after hours, but this will be high quality work, and there will be some curriculum and other items given to you at that time. So I highly recommend this professional development, and I will send out more as we get closer to it. Next week, I want to talk about what are we doing next week. So I'm going to talk more about the details and standards for the third quarter benchmarks. I'm going to be able to provide more details for upcoming professional development. I'm going to update the CPBL. We're going to talk about how CPBL week is going. And then, there's going to be some more of my rambling because that's how these things go. If you have questions, feel free to email me anytime. Like, I always have my phone on me. I'm always willing to answer an email. pdbrown@okcps.org. You can call me at work, 405-587-0293. Email is best to get in touch with me, so feel free to reach out at any point. And like I said, I'm always willing to help, always willing to answer questions. Thank you so much for your time, and you guys have a great weekend. I will see y'all later.
It's Friday, Friday. We so excited. We so excited. We gonna have a ball today. Tomorrow is Saturday, and Sunday comes afterwards. I don't want this weekend to end.